Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Tausif, starting a new live stream to talk about some transportation issues. And we'll be talking about the shutdown, we'll be discussing some illegal immigration problems. And so these are all important topics. I'm hoping those who are tuning in, I'm hoping that you will stay here for the whole conversation. Now, the time right now is 11:45 p.m. Central Time Zone, and we went through a time change, as you know, because we're no longer following daylight saving time. We're back to standard time, and that means we've had to change the clocks. Now, I have not been able to change the time. You look at that clock behind me. I didn't change that time yet. Okay, I have to do that. It's on my list. Maybe tomorrow. So anyway, whatever time you're seeing there, don't pay attention to that. Anyway, and also you get to see a mirror image because my camera is in selfie mode. I've mentioned that before. So anyway, if you get confused, just letting you know. Okay, so I see Salerno is here. I see Frank is here. Wonderful. I hope more of our friends will be joining soon. Great to see you both. And my friends, I will start with a statement that I think we can all agree on. Okay. By the way, Terry Gilly is here. Terry, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Always that wonderful compliment that Terry writes. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. So, my friends, I know that because this channel is about social and political issues, both domestic and international, we do see a lot of disagreement here in the live chat. Whatever I'm talking about, there are many voices that disagree with me, and of course, there are many that agree with me. That's the nature of this channel. Okay, we're gonna have debates. Okay, so I want to start this live stream with a statement that I think we can all agree on. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, independent, I think we can all agree that we want safe roads. We're talking about roads and highways. We're talking about streets. We're talking about interstate highways, county highways. We all want the roads and highways to be safe. A road is a public good, and it's paid for by American taxpayers. I mean, how are the roads constructed? With our dollars, right? With taxpayer dollars. Whether it's a state road or a road that is maintained by the federal government, a city road, whatever, it's all paid for by American taxpayers. And so we want the roads to be safe. A road or a highway is maintained by the government, and they're responsible for the maintenance, for the repairs, and we, the American taxpayers, pay for all that stuff. Now, there are also some toll roads, depending on what state you live in. Okay. Do you drive on a toll road? Wherever you are, whatever state you are in? Every time I go from Wisconsin to Chicago, I have to pay toll on the way. Previously, they used to have the actual toll booths where you would stop and pay cash, coins or dollar bills, whatever. I mean, the amount varied depending on what toll booth you were at. This was before the COVID outbreak, 2020. You actually could stop. There was an option. Yes, there was electronic tolling for those who opted for that, but you could actually stop and pay toll, and after you paid the toll, they would let you go. So you moved forward in your journey. Now, after the pandemic, COVID outbreak, everything changed. Now it's only electronic tolling. Okay. Um, and so anyway, when I go to Chicago, I have to pay toll because I drive through different toll booths. And on the way back from Chicago, coming back to Wisconsin, also same thing, I have to pay toll. So there's a lot of tolling on the interstate highway if you're going from Wisconsin to Chicago through I-90. Okay. Anyway, the point is, what's the main point? The point is that when we are traveling on the roads, these are roads that are paid for by American taxpayers. And we want the roads to be safe. And that's the reason why we have all the rules and regulations and laws. In order to operate a vehicle legally, you have to appear for a driving test so that you can get a license to operate a vehicle safely. You have to learn the rules of the road. You have to be able to read and understand the different signs. You have to understand how to operate a vehicle safely. And if drivers violate traffic laws, there are consequences. There are penalties for that. We all know that. Nothing new. If someone is caught drinking and driving, there are penalties for that. For violations, there could be fines, or the driver's license could be, suspended, depending on how serious the violation is. But if people break traffic laws, there are consequences. Now, we can all agree, as I said, wherever in the United States you are, whatever your political affiliation, whatever your political ideology, I think we can all agree that we want safe roads, and we want only people with legally obtained and valid driver's license to operate vehicles on America's roads. That is what we want. We all want that anyone who's operating a vehicle on the road is someone who has legally obtained a driver's license, and the driver's license is valid. Unfortunately, my friends, now I'm going to share with you the bad news. Are you ready for it? I wish I could just tell you, hey, everything's fine. The roads are safe. The laws are being followed. Everything's great. There's nothing to worry about. I wish I could say that. But I'm here to give you some bad news, because I want to share the truth with you so that you can understand what's happening in the United States, what is happening in our country. It's a huge problem that I'm going to talk about. My friends, the roads are not safe. You know why? Because there are illegal alien drivers, illegal aliens, who are driving on the roads, who are operating vehicles on America's roads. That must stop. This should never happen, but it is happening in the United States. There are illegal aliens, people who entered the United States illegally, people who should not be here, people who have no right to be in the United States, people who should be deported immediately. And guess what? These illegal aliens, they are operating vehicles on America's roads. They're driving vehicles, including big trucks, semi trucks, on America's roads, which makes our roads unsafe. If illegal aliens are driving vehicles, they're operating heavy vehicles on America's roads, then our roads are unsafe. My friends, I want to ask a question. A question that many Americans have. I'm not the only one. In fact, millions and millions and millions of Americans have the same question that I'm going to state here right now. And the question is, how in the world does an illegal alien get a commercial driver's license in America? Can anyone answer that? Do you want me to repeat? How in the world does an illegal alien get a commercial driver's license in America? This is just so shocking that I feel like after this, I'm just speechless. I'm really just speechless. I don't have an answer to that question. But this is a question that I have. This is a question that many Americans, millions and millions of people are asking the same question. How can an illegal alien get a commercial driver's license in America? I just don't understand. Does anyone have an answer to that question? Millions of people asking the same question, and I'll tell you why. Because of some recent tragedies that we've heard about, some recent crashes that took place on America's roads. And that's why millions of people are asking this question: how can an illegal alien get a commercial driver's license in America? I don't know. How can an illegal alien be out on an American highway driving an 18-wheeler? We're not talking about some compact vehicle, some small vehicle. All right? We're not talking about a small vehicle, maybe like a compact sedan or a mid-size sedan or a compact SUV, a small wagon. We're not talking about those vehicles. We're talking about semi-trucks. We're talking about big trucks, 18-wheelers, and illegal aliens driving big vehicles, massive vehicles on America's roads. How does that even happen? How can they get commercial driver's license? I don't get it. Illegal aliens should not be allowed to drive any vehicle in America. Doesn't matter if it's a big vehicle, if it's an 18-wheeler, if it's a small vehicle, whatever it may be, okay? It could be a very small, compact sedan. Doesn't matter. Illegal aliens should not be allowed to drive any vehicle. They should not be allowed to operate any machinery in the United States. In fact, illegal aliens should be deported. And we have seen what happens when illegal aliens are allowed to drive on America's roads and highways. And we have seen that allowing illegal aliens to drive can lead to massive accidents and tragedies. Back in October, we're already into November. Back in October, 3 people were killed in a crash involving a suspected illegal alien truck driver. And you know by now, I'm sure, you know by now which state handed a driver's license to that illegal alien. Can anyone make a guess which state it was? Can anyone guess which state it was? Kyle is saying California. Thanks for making that guess, Kyle. Anyone else wants to try? Terry Gilly is saying California. Lucy is saying California. Anyone else? William is saying California. That's right, California. That particular crash that I'm talking about, which took place in October, in which 3 people were killed, 3 lives were lost. And it was a crash involving a suspected illegal alien truck driver. And California handed that individual a driver's license. Now, why is it that whenever we talk about problems in our country, there's always some connection to California? I mean, what is wrong with the state? What is wrong with California? Can anyone tell me? I know folks from California are probably watching this. What's wrong with California? You know, you talk about major problems in America, and there's some connection to California. I mean, talk about illegal immigration. When you talk about illegal immigration, you want to discuss that problem, the name of California comes up because California is a sanctuary for illegals. You want to talk about widespread homelessness. We almost always end up talking about San Francisco. And where is San Francisco? San Francisco is in California. You want to talk about lawlessness. You want to talk about, thefts and robberies and break-ins. You want to talk about intruders entering a home and squatting. Well, we end up talking about California. That's where we see a lot of these problems. You want to talk about massive fires with, and then you talk about fire hydrants not having water. Well, we end up talking about California because that's where it happened when that massive fire took place. There was no water in the fire hydrants in California. And so this suspected illegal alien who was involved in this crash back in October on a California freeway, this individual received a California commercial driver's license in June. This driver, you're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. This driver allegedly was operating the vehicle while under the influence. Driving a suspected illegal alien, operating a vehicle with a commercial driver's license issued by California, and the person was driving under the influence. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What am I going to say? This driver is a foreign national. Okay, it's going to get even more crazy. Listen to this. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Are you listening to me, my friends? I hope you are. There's a lot to discuss, so stay here. Stay here, my friends. There's a lot that we're going to be talking about, so don't go anywhere. And this driver, a foreign national, reportedly crossed the southern border in 2022. And remember, who was in power back in 2022? It was Joe Biden. Joe Biden in the White House, the Biden administration was in power in 2022. And guess what? This individual was released by the Biden administration. This individual entered the United States through the southern border in 2022 and was released by the Biden administration. And then California gave this person a commercial driver's license. And then a tragedy took place and 3 lives were lost. And before this, there was another tragedy a couple months ago that I'm going to talk about. My friends, thank you all for being here. Please make sure that you're subscribing if you have not done so already. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks for continuing to support this channel. My friends, there was a massive crash in Florida back in August. That also resulted in loss of lives. 3 people died in that crash. This was in August in Florida. Anyone from Florida here? I know we got friends from Florida who have tuned in. And the driver in that crash was also a foreign national who entered the United States illegally through the southern border. And then this individual obtained a commercial driver's license in California. So we're talking about 2 cases, 2 crashes that took place in the last couple months. 2 crashes resulting in loss of lives. 2 crashes involving illegal aliens. 2 crashes, and in both crashes, in both cases, the drivers were illegal aliens. And in both crashes, in both these cases, the drivers got driver's license from California. This is unbelievable. And I don't know what's wrong with California, but I'm going to tell you one thing, that California is not the only guilty state. Do you want to talk about New York? Anyone here who wants to talk about New York? I know we've been talking about California, but why don't we go from the West Coast to the East Coast? Anyone from New York watching this? You want to know what's going on in New York? That state is a mess. Yeah, I know we talk about California. We say what a big mess California is. The California Democrats, they're ruining that state. California has one of the worst governors in America right now, Gavin Newsom. And if you look at the Democrats in California who are running for governor, because Newsom is term limited, Newsom cannot run for re-election, and there are Democrats who are running to replace Gavin Newsom. They're running for governor. Look at those Democrat candidates. See if you can find a nice candidate. You will not be able to. You're not going to find a common sense Democrat candidate in the California governor's race. You're not going to find a reasonable person running as a Democrat, running for the governor of California. That state is a mess. But you know what? We cannot just stay busy with California. We're going to have to talk about New York. That state is also a mess. And in fact, New York City seems like the city is about to elect a communist for the office of the mayor. Unbelievable. I mean, some people are still hoping that the communist candidate Zohran Mamdani is going to be defeated. But you know what? I've talked in details about that mayoral race. It seems like it's going to be Zohran Mamdani the winner. The election is on Tuesday. And some people still think that Cuomo is somehow going to win. No, I mean, if that happens, it's going to be a miracle. But don't be too happy because Cuomo is a Democrat. He's running as an independent, but he's still a Democrat. And Cuomo has a record of failure. So I guess the choice now is between a communist, Zohran Mamdani, and a failed politician, Cuomo. In either case, New York is going to end up with a bad mayor. Whether they elect communist Mamdani or failed politician Cuomo. I don't know, but we're not going to talk about the city of New York. We're going to talk about the whole state. There's something else that I'm going to highlight here. New York also gives driver's license to illegal aliens. I'll let you process that information. That's right. New York gives driver's license to illegal aliens. There was an arrest that the Department of Homeland Security announced. This was last month. And ICE arrested an illegal alien driving an 18-wheeler. Oh my God. Oh my God. ICE arrested an illegal alien driving an 18-wheeler in America. And the commercial driver's license that the illegal alien was using, that commercial driver's license was issued by New York. You know what? If you think that that's all I have to say to you today, no. I'm going to say something even more shocking, but I'm giving you some time to digest what I just told you. Because it's a lot of information that I'm presenting. It's a lot of shocking facts. What I'm about to tell you next, you're not going to believe it. You're going to say, Tausif, you're lying. There's no way this is possible. You're lying, Tausif. And then, you know what I'll tell you? I'll tell you, my friends, go fact check me. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you can go fact check me. You can verify each and every piece of information that I'm sharing, and you can determine if I'm telling the truth or not. So get ready, because I'm going to share with you Some very serious information, something that is very, very shocking. You're not going to believe it, but it's true. This illegal alien that I'm talking about, who was arrested by ICE, this illegal alien who was driving an 18-wheeler, this illegal alien who was using a commercial driver's license issued by New York, this illegal alien on the driver's license, on the commercial driver's license, the full name of this driver, the full name of this illegal alien did not appear. It was written, no name given. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? On the driver's license, on the commercial driver's license, the full name of the driver did not appear. Instead, it was written, no name given. On the driver's license. So this state, known as the state of New York, this state issued a driver's license to an illegal alien who did not provide his full name. And so it was written, no name given. This is what Democrat politicians do to American states. What do California and New York have in common? Both are run by Democrats. So if you elect Democrat politicians, if you put Democrat politicians in positions of power, if you elect them for state assembly, for state senate, if you elect Democrats for the offices of the governors, this is what you're going to get. No rule of law. No rule of law. Complete lawlessness. Illegal aliens getting driver's license. In New York, in California, both are heavily, heavily, heavily Democrat states. States run by left-wing politicians. Crazy. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Edwin is here. Edwin, good to see you. My friends, if you look at the poll question that I have today, you're going to see the question is, states that issue driver's license to illegal aliens must be penalized. Do you agree? And overwhelmingly, people are saying yes. You can. If you don't believe me, you can look. I've got my laptop right here, so I can see it on the screen. The question is, states that issue driver's license to illegal aliens must be penalized, meaning there should be penalties. And I would say strong penalties, heavy penalties. There should be heavy penalties for states that issue driver's license to illegal aliens. And I asked you that question. And overwhelmingly, you have responded. You have said yes, Tausif, yes. Yes. We say yes to penalties for states that issue driver's license to illegal aliens. Yes, Tausif, we agree with you that if a state is issuing driver's license to illegal aliens, that state should be penalized. This is common sense that you are seeing in the results of the poll. We believe in common sense. The Democrats don't. The Democrats in California, the Democrats in New York, you think they believe in common sense? You think they believe in logic? They believe in reason? They don't. But we do. We are the freedom-loving Americans. We love this country. We love the people of this country. We want this country to be more prosperous, and more strong than ever before. And we want our neighborhoods to be safe. We want our roads, our streets, our highways to be safe. We don't want illegal aliens driving recklessly on American roads. We don't want illegal aliens to have any kind of driver's license. We want mass deportation. We want mass deportation. Let me know in the live chat if you support mass deportation, my friends. And make sure you subscribe if you have not done so already. My friends, do you agree with the things I said? Whatever I said so far, does it make sense? Do you find my words to be reasonable? If so, just say yes. Just say yes, Tosif, we agree with you. Yes, Tosif, whatever you're saying makes sense. We are in agreement. Go ahead, say that. Let me know. If you don't, you can let me know that as well. Kalel is here. Kalel, good to see your name pop up. It's been a while. Saying yes. Edwin is saying absolutely 100%. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, my friends. Appreciate you all. Mountain is saying yes. Edwin is saying MAGA. John Drake is saying yes. Thank you, my friends. Salerno is saying yes, absolutely. Good to see you, Kalel. So, my friends, I'm very concerned about the damage that the Democrats have done and that they continue to do. A lot of the damage is being addressed. Thank God we have Donald Trump in the White House. So he's repairing a lot of the damage that the Biden administration did. But because we have these Democrats, left-wing politicians in positions of power in these states like New York and like California, they continue to do damage. They continue to push left-wing policies which continue to hurt our society. When you elect Democrats, you're going to get left-wing policies, you're going to get woke stuff. If you believe in restoring the rule of law, if you believe in law and order, you're going to vote for Republicans, not Democrats. If you believe in safe roads, vote for Republicans. If you believe that only Americans should be able to operate vehicles and legal immigrants are fine. We welcome legal immigrants. Legal, not illegal. Those who come here by following the proper process, by completing their paperwork legally, they can drive, they can operate vehicles because they are allowed to by law. Not illegals. Illegal aliens who violate our nation's immigration laws, they must never be allowed to operate any machinery or vehicle in America. And yet California and New York will issue driver's license to the illegal aliens. My friends, how are people supposed to feel safe on the roads and highways if you know that illegal aliens are out there and they're driving big trucks, semis on American roads? How are Americans supposed to feel safe after finding out about these crashes, and one involving an illegal alien who was reportedly under the influence? So if illegal immigrants are out there drunk driving, how are we supposed to feel safe on the roads? There's so much of danger. So something has to be done to make America's roads safe again. Can you say it with me, my friends? Make America's roads safe again. Write it in the live chat, my friends. Make America's roads safe again. Whether it's a small street in a quiet neighborhood, whether it's a county highway in rural America, whether it's a major road in a busy city, whether it's an interstate highway, all roads must be safe. And illegal aliens must never be allowed to operate any vehicle on any American road. Illegal aliens should not have any permission to operate any vehicle anywhere in America. We must make our roads safe again. And any state government that issues driver's license to illegal aliens must face penalties. And that is also the response we're getting in the live chat. You can see the poll question, the poll numbers. Once again, states that issue driver's license to illegal aliens must be penalized. Do you agree? Overwhelmingly, people are saying yes. Salerno is writing, make America's roads safe again. William is writing, make American roads safe again. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much. Behave is here. Behave, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And there are others here. We got friends watching. And to those who are new, please make sure that you're subscribing. Your support is very much appreciated. Edwin is writing MAGA. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Edwin. Let's see who else is here. Would love to see more of our friends here. Let's see. I have more to talk about, my friends, so don't go anywhere. Stay here. Wow, we are approaching 15,200 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. For a channel that is small, relatively small, it's really awesome. So my friends, California and New York must face penalties for issuing driver's license to illegal aliens. Okay, now there's another big issue that I want to talk about. The shutdown continues, and we're officially, okay, the date right now is November the 3rd. So it's officially day 34 of the shutdown. Unbelievable. The shutdown started in October 1st. So November 3rd, that would make it day 34 of the shutdown. One of the longest shutdowns in American history. I think second longest. And if it continues, it's going to be the longest shutdown. And remember, this is the Schumer shutdown. And the shutdown continues, which means air travel is likely to become quite challenging. If air traffic controllers are absent from work, then what's going to happen? Flights may be delayed, flights may be canceled, because without enough air traffic controllers, it is not safe to continue flight operations. So if air traffic controllers are absent, if they call in sick or they are not available, and if there are not enough air traffic controllers in an airport, then there may be delays, their flights may be delayed, flights may be canceled, because the main priority is to ensure safety. That is the main priority. So to ensure safety, if it means that flights need to be canceled, then that's what's going to happen. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is facing tremendous challenges. He's a great cabinet member. He's an amazing secretary. He's from Wisconsin, so I was very happy when Sean Duffy was chosen for President Trump's cabinet position in the transportation department. I was very happy. And so Secretary Duffy, unfortunately, he's facing tremendous challenges. He's doing a great job. He's doing the best that he can. He's trying to make sure that the transportation sector operates smoothly. But because of the Chuck Schumer shutdown, Secretary Duffy is facing very big difficulties. Given the shutdown, things are becoming increasingly complicated. And Secretary Duffy has said that there may be delays and cancellation of flights if the shutdown goes on. My friends, people rely on air travel. William is writing, the Democrats shut down the government. Exactly, William. The Democrats are the ones who shut down the government. I've been saying that. It's a fact. There are some left-wing people here in the live chat who they just deny the truth. Because they are left-wing, they get all the left-wing propaganda, the talking points, and that's what they spread. But the truth is the truth, that this is the Democrat shutdown. This is what the Democrats are doing to this country. They have shut down the federal government. Brad is here. Brad, good to see you. Thank you for being here. There are so many people here. Thanks for being here. "68 likes on this video in less than an hour. Thank you, my friends. If you have not hit the like button yet, please do so. I would appreciate that. There are some new names popping up here. Wonderful. By the way, I just avoid the trolls. I know that the trolls want a lot of attention. I just never acknowledge. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to acknowledge comments from the trolls. If they become too disruptive, I'm probably just going to block them. But I'm not going to respond to any of their questions and comments. That's what I'm going to do. The trolls are looking for attention, which they are definitely not going to get. Brad, good to see you, Brad. Thank you for being here. Anyone else who's here? Lily is here. Hello, Lily. Who are some of the new subscribers? Anyone new here? Let me know. Just let me know if you are new. Tell me what state you are from. I would appreciate that. Um, Crystal saying Crystal's new. Okay. There are some others who are new. Flo is new. Okay. There, Lily is new. Flo is from Florida. Meme is from Georgia. Okay. Dubs is from Colorado. PT is from Brooklyn. Okay. We got a New Yorker here. Thanks for being here. William is from Michigan. So William, you're pretty much next door. Michigan. I'm in Wisconsin, so Michigan's next door. Okay, that's what I say, next door. Thank you, William, for being here. Super is from Wyoming. Okay, great. Crystal's from Alberta, Canada. Crystal, thanks for being here. Lily is from California. Okay. Thank you, Lily, for subscribing. PT is asking me about Mamdani. I talked about Mamdani a lot. I feel like at this point I'm like done talking about Mamdani. If you check out some of my recent live streams, I've discussed the New York mayoral race. What a mess. What a mess. It's just hard to believe that New York is on the verge of electing a communist. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, but I've talked about this. I even talked about it briefly today. Let's see who else is here. Okay, we got Jay over here. We got Mr. from Chicago. We got Kenna from California. We got Blue here writing Trump 2028. Awesome. Charisse is here. Charisse, good to see you, always. Charisse has been supporting this channel for a long time. Charisse, thanks for being here. Okay. All right, we're getting more and more new viewers, new subscribers. My friends, those who are new here, I just want to say that this channel is about social and political issues, both domestic and international. I am a writer, I am a podcaster. My podcast is called Explore and Engage with Anam. But obviously, in addition to doing podcast episodes, as you can see, I'm also doing live streams. I've been live streaming since January of 2024. This year, over the last couple of months, I didn't get to live stream a whole lot, but since the start of October, I have been regularly live streaming again. So our channel has started to grow again. This is a community of freedom-loving people. We have many Americans who tune in for the live streams. We also have freedom-loving people from other parts of the world, from the United Kingdom, from Australia, from South Africa, from Pakistan, from India, and also from Canada, from other places, from Bangladesh, and lots of other countries. So I'm not going to go through all the names, but people from different continents, they tune in because they also believe in freedom. And here in the United States, we are always fighting for freedom. We're trying to protect our freedom, and there are other countries in the world where also people are fighting for freedom. Okay. So, we definitely, the United States of America, we are a symbol of hope. We are a symbol of hope. Okay. There are people in other parts of the world who are looking at the United States. They are looking at the U.S. for leadership. They are looking at the U.S. To make the world a more peaceful place, and we have tremendous allies, obviously. And President Trump has worked really hard, and he continues to do that. He's trying his best to strengthen our relationship with our allies. And so it's always wonderful to be able to connect with people from different parts of the world during live streams, and to listen to their thoughts and their comments and their opinions, and their appreciation for the United States. So we got friends, and we appreciate everyone who's tuning in for a meaningful conversation. Now, we do get some trolls, we do get some people who are here to disrupt the live chat, but you know what? We focus on what's important. We focus on meaningful conversation. We focus on dialogue. We focus on constructive, dialogue. Okay, we want to make sure that we are discussing ideas. We don't always have to agree, but as long as we're discussing and sharing our thoughts and adding to the conversation, making meaningful contributions to this dialogue, that's all that matters. Okay, so thank you all for being here, my friends. I really appreciate it. And so let's continue the conversation. As I was saying, Secretary Duffy, he's doing a great job, but the shutdown, this Schumer shutdown, is making things very difficult for our transportation sector, and air travel is being disrupted. Okay, and my friends, people rely on air travel. People travel by air every day, whether it's for work, whether it's for business reasons, for personal reasons. You're traveling to visit your friends and family. People travel for a wide variety of reasons every single day, and it is essential that the flights are on time. It is essential that the air travel goes smoothly. But you know what? The Schumer shutdown is making things increasingly difficult for the people. The Schumer shutdown is making things very difficult and leading to disruptions. And you know what? We're about to start a new week. Technically, it's already Monday. A new week has already started. And our question is, what's going to happen? Will the shutdown end this week? Or is it going to continue to be a longer shutdown? Is it going to become the longest shutdown in American history? Remember, this is the Schumer shutdown. The Democrats have done this. So how long is this shutdown going to be? Is it going to end this week? Will the furloughed workers be able to go back to work? Will people receive their paycheck? Those who are essential workers, they are working but not getting paid. There are so many questions. And remember, we are losing billions and billions and billions of dollars as this shutdown continues. And Secretary Sean Duffy, regarding air travel, Secretary Duffy already said that we have seen problems in Los Angeles, we've seen problems in Dallas, in Washington, D.C., in Boston, in Atlanta, because of the shutdown, air disruption in air travel. We as a country, we cannot afford this. We need our air travel to be smooth. We cannot afford all this disruption. And I just talked about Los Angeles, Dallas, Washington, Boston, Atlanta. But right here, very close to me, is the O'Hare Airport in Chicago. And there have been disruptions at O'Hare also, delays and cancellations at O'Hare Airport. I'm in Wisconsin, but O'Hare is approximately 2 hours away by car. So it's nothing. If I start driving now, I could be at O'Hare in 2 hours. It's so close. It's a major airport. A lot of people in Wisconsin, when they want to travel somewhere far away, they go to O'Hare and take the plane from O'Hare because it's a major hub. And there have been delays and cancellations at O'Hare because of the Schumer shutdown. So how long are we going to suffer because of the federal government shutdown? You can see, my friends, that because I'm spreading the truth, because I'm sharing facts, I'm sharing critical information, important information that people need to know, you can see that the forces from the left, they are trying to, in a coordinated manner, they are trying to disrupt our live chat by spreading false information. You can see that. You can see the coordinated effort by people on the left to disrupt our stream, to disrupt this live stream, to disrupt this program. This is what the left does. They spread propaganda, they spread lies, and whenever there's a meaningful conversation going on, they try to disrupt that conversation, just like the left is disrupting our economy. What the Senate Democrats are doing to our country by keeping the government shut down, the exact same thing is happening in this live stream also. You can see the left-wing forces disrupting the live chat, trying to distract people by spreading false information. You can see that. I'm not going to mention names, but you can see. But you know what? The trolls and the people on the left, they have no idea. They have no idea how focused I am and how strong we are, the freedom-loving people here. How strong we are, how focused we are. We're not going to let any harsh language, any words of hate stop us. We're not going to be stopped. No one can stop us from spreading the truth. No one can stop us from sharing important and accurate information. No one can stop us from analyzing the current affairs in this country and around the world. No one can stop us from talking about energy policy, transportation policy, immigration policy, health policy. We're going to discuss the important issues facing our country and the world. Brad is saying MAGA. My friends, if you believe in freedom, please say MAGA. Please say MAGA. Send a message to the trolls and to the haters from the left that we're not going to be stopped, that we are committed to making America great again. Evelyn is here, our friend Evelyn from Nevada. Always wonderful to see Evelyn. Please say hello to our friend Evelyn, who's joining us from Nevada. Thank you, Evelyn. Our friend Frank. Thanks for being here, my friends. Thank you all for being here. And by the way, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please subscribe, my friends. Hit the subscribe button. That's how you support this channel. I've had so many questions over the years. People who have asked me, Tausif, we love what you're doing. We love being a part of this community. We love the conversations. How can we support you? My answer is very simple. The answer that I've given over and over again, you just subscribe. That's all you do. Subscribe. Doesn't cost you any money. Hit the subscribe button. Be a part of this community. And if you want to do something more, hit the like button. Whenever you're here, whenever you're watching a video, whenever you're tuned in for a live stream, just hit the like button. And you want to go a step further. You got friends, you got family members, you got neighbors. Why don't you share a link to this video with your friends, family members, and your neighbors? Help us spread the truth. Help us grow this community. Thank you, my friends. We are seeing tremendous growth. Just a few weeks ago, we were at 13,000. Now we are at 15,000, over 15,200 subscribers. Over 15,200 subscribers. And we're going to grow. We're going to get to 20,000 soon with your support. So subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you, Edwin. Always great to see you all, my friends. Always great to see you all. Brad writes, MAGA forever. Viewers, so Jay is asking opinions on Newsom. All right. Marjorie says, hi, Tausif. Marjorie, great to see you. So I got a question. Jay is asking opinions on Newsom. Jay, what can I tell you, Jay, about Gavin Newsom? Let me ask you a question, Jay. Since you asked for my opinions on Newsom, which, you know, I have discussed California and Gavin Newsom over the years. But since you asked me a specific question, opinions on Newsom, let me ask you one question, Jay. Let me give you some choices. Who would you say is the worst governor in America? Is it Kathy Hochul of New York? Is it J.B. Pritzker of Illinois? Or is it Gavin Newsom of California? Tommy Brown's here. Hi, Tommy Brown. Good to see you, Tommy Brown. Jay, if you want to answer, go ahead, do it. Who do you think is the worst governor in the United States? Kathy Hochul of New York, J.B. Pritzker of Illinois, or Gavin Newsom of California? A lot of people are going to say Gavin Newsom. A lot of people are going to say Gavin Newsom. Tommy Brown is saying Jared Polis of Colorado. Well, Tommy, you've been watching my videos for a long time. You remember, Tommy, right? I talked about Jared Polis of Colorado. Do you remember that? Tell me. I have mentioned Jared Polis of Colorado many times. Especially, remember, listen, we cannot forget the things that happened in the past. We never must. Even if we solve problems, we must remember when the problems started, when the problems were getting worse. So you got to remember when in Colorado, the Tren de Aragua gang members, they were taking over apartment buildings. Remember that? Tommy, do you remember that? Others, do you remember that? Evelyn, do you remember I talked about it? Frank, you've been watching these live streams for a very long time. Do you remember, Frank? And others, do you remember? It was last year when Biden was in the White House And illegal aliens, criminal aliens, they were going to Colorado. Denver had a massive crisis. And Tren de Aragua gang members were taking over apartment buildings in Colorado. What was the governor doing back then? Did Jared Polis take any strong action to combat that? Jared Polis, clearly one of the worst governors. No question about that. So we talked about it. Tommy, you remember. Thank you so much. Frank remembers it too. So yeah, well, Gavin Newsom, the reason Gavin Newsom is in the news so frequently because as his term comes to an end, Gavin Newsom reportedly is being very active politically. You know why? You know why, right? It is my guess that Newsom's getting ready for a presidential run. Quite likely Newsom's going to run for president. Quite likely that Gavin Newsom is going to try to seek the Democrat nomination for president in 2028. It's going to be very interesting because you may have two names from California running for president. One is Gavin Newsom. You know the other one, right? You know the other one. How about you make a guess? Tell me the other name. Two names from California. Two individuals are quite likely to seek the Democrat nomination for president in 2028. Two names from California, quite likely. One is Newsom. What is the other one? What is the other one? Go ahead, tell me. William is saying Harris. William is saying Harris. William, which Harris are you talking about? William, what is the first name? It feels like I know the person you're talking about, but I can't be 100% sure. You're just saying Harris. Why don't you give us the first name also, William? That way we will be sure. Kamala, exactly. Exactly, William. So Kamala Harris, she was asked if she's going to run for president. She said maybe, maybe not. I mean, how specific of an answer is that? I mean, you want a specific answer from Kamala. You ask that question, hey, are you gonna run for president? She's gonna say maybe, maybe not. Oh, it is not ambiguous at all. It is not a confusing answer. It is a very clear answer. She says maybe, maybe not. Can anything be more clear than that? Maybe, maybe not. And as I've said before, that's actually the Democrat Party way of saying, yeah, I'm going to run. That's the Democrat way of saying, oh, yeah, definitely I'm going to run. They don't say that. They'll say, maybe, maybe not. And you're supposed to draw your own conclusion. So what conclusion are you going to draw? Wow, I see new names. I see new names here. All right. Lots of new people. So yeah, it's likely going to be Kamala Harris running for president from California. It's likely going to be Gavin Newsom running for president from California. There might be others. Oh, you think we're too busy with the West Coast? How about we talk about the Midwest? There's a Democrat here in the Midwest who is also quite likely going to run for president. Do you know who I'm talking about? That person is also a governor. Do you know who I'm talking about? Make a guess, my friends. Make a guess. Okay, Gregory is saying J.B. Pritzker. Do you agree with Gregory? Anyone else? Oh, William's saying Gretchen Whitmer. I don't know. I don't know if Gretchen Whitmer is going to... I mean, she might. But JB of Illinois, yeah. I mean, now that you mentioned that, William, Gretchen Whitmer might run too. Who knows? She might run too. But JB Pritzker is quite likely to run, to try to seek the Democrat nomination for president. Okay? So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. But right now, my friends, the concern is about the shutdown. I hope the shutdown ends soon. The shutdown should never have happened. It's the Schumer shutdown. The Democrats have done this. They have shut the government down. Hopefully, it'll reopen soon. We have already suffered huge losses as a country because of this long shutdown. So let's see what happens this week, my friends. I want to thank you all for tuning in for this live stream. I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting this channel. And hold on a second here. Thank you for being here, my friends. I appreciate you all. And I'm going to end this live stream. I hope you all have a great day. The time right now is 11:02 a.m. So a good morning to you all as I end this live stream. And I'm going to be back again, with more videos, more live stream. So please stay connected with me. My friends, may God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. My friends, remember one thing. Together, we will make America great again. Thank you so very much. I'm going to be back again very soon. Have a great day.